I'm going to start by introducing the local company that we chose, which is Teck Cheong Consolidated Berhad, or also known as KTC. This Malaysian-based investment holding company was founded in 1938 by Dato' Lau Yong Ching and is specialized in the distribution and warehousing of consumer packaged goods in East Malaysia. It is well known for its in-house brand bakery product, namely Creamos. To date, with over 19 distribution centers in East Malaysia, KTC has over 8,532 sales and distribution with coverage of more than 40 districts and involving more than 30 brand owners. It is listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia and continues to maintain its position in the industry of consumer goods across the country through products and service offerings. Moving on to the next slide, I'm going to talk about the economic and prospect outlook of the industry. Firstly, e-commerce growth stimulates the demand for the faster delivery option. This is due to the fulfillment of the customer's demand on receiving their order faster through new delivery models such as same-day delivery or next-day delivery. Not to mention, e-commerce growth has increased the use of data analytics and customer insights. The data generated such as preference, shopping patterns, and order histories help logistic company to gain insight into customer behavior or improve inventory management. As for the industry competition, to remain relevant among the several companies in the industry, KTC must differentiate itself through service quality, operational efficiency, and customer relationship. Also, it is vital to build a strong relationship with customers by providing personalized solutions and maintaining open communication with effective ways of seeking feedback could strengthen relationship with customers. Thirdly, regarding the economic growth, which is affected by the increase in consumption, production, and trade activities that leads to a higher demand for logistic services. In the process of expanding its business, a company needs reliable and efficient logistics to support the business operation. This helps KTC to reach a new market and grow their customer base. Next, as for the industry and the company's business model, I would like to highlight the product sourcing as the first main point. Having more than one suppliers give KTC opportunities to negotiate for better prices. Not to mention, product sourcing provides insurance for supplies. It is crucial to have protection against potential disruption in the supply chain because some issues may lead to shortage or even increases in logistic costs. Next is distribution network. To be able to operate and deliver the products to customer effectively and in a timely manner, the facilities must be located strategically, and with good distribution management, they can reduce spoilage and warehousing costs. Last one is value-added service. Offering value-added services such as providing market insights, category management, and merchandising support makes KTC stand out from all other logistic companies. KTC gains more data and gets better visibility that helps them to identify the problems sooner and come up with faster resolutions to solve them.
Good day, my name is Mohamad Zarly, Wafiuddin bin Mohamad Shamsul, and I will explain about the company's financial ratio analysis and recommendation for the KTC. So for the liquidity ratio, we will use the current ratio. And we can see from this line graph is that the current ratio is increased from 1.14 to 1.64 from 2018 to 2022. The higher current ratio indicates that the companies have enough cash to settle their short-term obligation, and this means that KTC will not face difficulties while trying to pay off their immediate debts and liabilities. For the current ratio of 2 or higher, it is considered good for this type of industry. And we will recommend KTC to enhance their asset management. And KTC should consider selling any unused capital assets like equipment and buildings that generate almost no income to their business. And this action will increase the company's short-term asset, which leads to increase in the current ratio. And KTC can reduce its expenses like indirect costs such as marketing and advertising, because this often leads to an increase in available operating capital, which decrease the company's current ratio. By reducing the expenses helps them to utilize the cash on their operations, thus contributing to better current ratio. Next, we will look into leverage ratio. We will use the debt to equity ratio, and we can see from the line graph, it is decreased from 2.89 and constantly decreased to 1.00 in 2022. Higher leverage ratio can both be concerning and beneficial based on the company's situation. Although some occasion debt is assumed to be advantageous, companies still need to be aware of its downsides too. And we will recommend to KTC that to maintain its lower financial leverage ratio, since it indicates that KTC is a financially responsible business that poses minimal risk, which will attract potential shareholders to invest in them. Next, we will look into the management efficiency ratio. For this management efficiency, we will use the asset turnover ratio. Based on the line graph, we can see that it continually increased from 2018 to 2022, from 1.47 to 2.18. So the company is performing well and generating more revenue from its asset. This means that KTC has been utilizing its resources productively during these 5 years. We recommend that KTC to keep improving their services and should find ways to meet consumers' demands, which include initiating promotional campaigns or coming up with new and better service offerings.
Hello, my name is Sylve Gustin and my matrix number is BD31303. I will be explaining about the profitability analysis, market value analysis, and the company share price analysis for the KTC and BMW company. For the profitability analysis, there is the sole aim of every company is to maximize profits. The company's activities are now culminating in an attempt to achieve sustainable and extensive profits from the outset. In order to find methods for maximizing profits and generating new revenue streams, business leaders are relying on a number of tools and studies. One of the tools they apply to help them understand how successful their business is the profitability analysis. For KTC, profitability ratios is the return on equity for 2018 is 8.3, and for the 2019 year is 28.0, for the 2020 is 5.7, and for 2021 7.0, and for the year 2022 is 21.2. For the share price analysis ratio, it is used to determine the relative values of company shares. It's also one of the most important stock analysis tools that investors use to refine stock valuation versus what a company earns. And as for the KTC company share price analysis ratio, debt to equity for 2018 is 2.7, for 2019 is 2.3, and the debt to equity for 2020 year is 2.4, for the 2021 year is 1.5, and 2022 year is 1.0.
The international company that we chose is BMW, which was established on 7 March 1916. BMW is a German multinational manufacturing company headquartered in Germany. BMW is now globally recognized as one of the leading manufacturers of luxury vehicles, motorcycles, and engines. Aligned with its slogan, sheer driving pleasure, BMW strives to manufacture vehicles with excellent performance, efficiency, and sheer driving pleasure by combining cutting-edge technology and timeless design. With a strong brand image, BMW continues to lead the industry of automotive. Next, as for the economic and prospect outlook of the industry, firstly, the demand for luxury vehicles will be strongly affected by consumer spending power, income levels, and economic stability. Hence, if it manages to produce high-performing and reliable vehicles, it will ensure a bright future for the company. As for the sustainability and environmental, social, and governance, it plays an important role in determining an automotive company's reputation because it deals with carbon emissions, waste management, and supply chain transparency. This will build customer loyalty and support long-term customer relationships. Last but not least, technological innovation will impact its economic prospects to stay competitive in the automotive industry. For example, the advancement in areas such as autonomous driving and connectivity. As for the industry and the company's business model, the first one is the suppliers, manufacturing and distribution. In terms of suppliers, BMW relies on wide networks to ensure the quality and the reliability of the supplies they receive. As for the manufacturing, working with the external manufacturers helps to optimize efficiency through the combination of in-house production and outsourcing strategies. The distribution network is also crucial to deliver the vehicles to the end customers. Secondly, research and development are crucial to develop new vehicle models, not to mention to improve performance and enhance safety features. In terms of consumer preference, which influence the automotive industry through factors like price, brand, and reputation, BMW aims for customers who are willing to pay for high-quality vehicles with excellent performance. Lastly, the financial service offered by automotive companies such as vehicle financing and leasing. For example, Easy Drive by BMW that combines the low monthly installment with end-of-term financing.
And now we will look into the company's financial ratio analysis and recommendation for BMW. For the liquidity ratio, which is current ratio we are using, there is obvious decrease in 2018-2019, which is 3.22 and decreased to 1.10. And there is not much changes after that, which is it is increased to 1.14 and decreased to 1.13 and decreased again in 2022, which is to 1.09. So the lower current ratio indicates that the companies not have enough cash flow to pay off their short-term obligation within a year. This means that BMW will face challenges to settle its debt and liabilities. We recommend BMW to pay attention more to its account receivable and payable. To make sure the account receivable is collected in a timely manner, they should invoice their customer as soon as possible. However, as for accounts payable, BMW should negotiate for longer payment terms since it gives better impact to liquidity ratio than short-term payment terms. Also, sometimes the poor liquidity ratio is caused by the company's failure in managing their debt and liabilities. Hence, we recommend BMW to shift to long-term financing in acquisition of inventories or project financing. By eliminating this short-term financing from the statement of financial position, helps companies to save their liquidity and utilize it for better use. Next is the leverage ratio, debt to equity ratio. We can see on this line graph that it is increased from 2.60 to 2.81 and constantly decreased after that until 2022, which is from 2.81 to 1.70. This ratio measures companies' ability to meet their financial obligations. A higher ratio is not significantly better since it could cause damage to companies' credit creditworthiness. A lower ratio also might indicate that companies are not able to borrow due to tight operating margins. Hence, it is considered good to have a leverage ratio of less than 1, and it is proof that BMW has managing their leverage ratio from the year to 2020 because the figures are getting closer to 1. We recommend BMW to keep the ideal leverage ratio of close to 1. It is important to measure the leverage ratio of the companies based on their nature of their business. Hence, it is sometimes acceptable to have higher leverage ratio. However, to lower the leverage ratio, BMW can consider paying down any loans. Additional debts may lead to an increase in this ratio. Thus, paying off the loans help to balance out the ratio. Also, we recommend BMW to restructure their debt, especially if the current debt has higher interest rates. Hence, BMW can decrease their leverage ratio by restructuring their debt while current market rates are lower. Next, we will look into the management efficiency ratio, which is asset turnover ratio. There is not much changes from 2018 and 2021, but there is very high increment from 2021 to 2022, which is from 0.48 to 0.58. This ratio measures the performance of the company and its ability to generate revenue from its asset. Higher ratio means the company can operate with fewer assets and acquire less equity to operate. BMW proved its efficiency in producing the cells. And from the graph also, we see how the trend of the asset of turnover ratio has slightly increased in 2022. However, BMW should come up with a better alternative to make sure the ratio increases in the next few years. And that is why we recommend the BMW to increase its asset turnover ratio by boosting its sales. This means BMW should offer new product or services to their customer without acquiring new assets. Hence, new revenue streams to increase the ratio can be generated even without the assist of significant investment.
For the BMW profitability ratios for 2018, the BMW ROE is 2.98, which is the net income, 45,535 divided equity 15,251. For 2019, the BMW ROE is 3.7, which is the net income, 55,819 divided equity 1527. For the 2020, the BMW ROE is 3.8 by net income 57,640 divided equity 15,165. For the year 2021, ROE is 3.9, which is the net income 59,461 divided equity 15,251. As for the 2020 year, the ROE is 4.0, which is the net income 61,282 divided equity 15,337. The BMW market value ratios for 2018, the book value per share is 121,491, and for the year 2019, the book value per share is 110 and 726. For the year 2020, book value per share is 133,677. For the year 2021, book value per share is 702 and 437. And for the 2022 year, book value per share is 178 and 304. For the BMW company share price analysis ratio, debt to equity for 2018 is 1.7, for 2019 year 1.02, for 2020 year 1.9, for 2021 year 1.1, and for the last year for 2022 is 1.8.